his daughter. Let's see what Coach Ash thinks about today's game.
Oh, it's a huge relief, and I'm very, very happy for our players. And I want to say, first of all, that the environment today was fantastic. It was different and better with all the people that were here, and the engagement of the crowd, and the end zone just being so lit up and so excited the whole time. And you know, I was concerned that it would be a distraction, or that we would get too amped up, or just, you know, make some mistakes. And I thought our team played up to the level of the crowd and the environment that we had today. So it fit together nicely. And yeah, it's a big relief, because that's a good football team. UC Davis is very solid, very well coached, and I thought our guys played extremely well. Well, I think what really happened was our offense got going and our defense fed off of that. I really do believe that's what happened. When the offense started clicking and making some plays, it got the crowd excited. You know, the defense, I think, kind of realized we were going to be able to put a few points on, and then they raised their level, started to figure out the shifts in motion and sort of the package that they were seeing, and we started to make some individual plays. You know, right in that crucial second quarter when we sort of pulled away, our defense made some really important plays, one-on-one, knocking some passes away down in the end zone, some things like that. And I think that those plays, you know, allowed us to get a gap there and then close out the game. And it's nice to put those points up. That's what offensive football is all about, is the points on the board. It's not yards, it's not the statistics, it's points. And you know, we were able to do that in a flurry here in this game, get touchdowns when it counted, when we were able to get the gap established, and it felt good. And I hope we can continue that. I loved the fact that we were able to run the football well today. I thought that really made our day. I mean, Cody Kirk and Trey Robinson looked powerful and strong out there. That's what I've been saying we'd have to be able to do in our run game this year. You know, we don't have necessarily one guy that's just our go-to 15-catch-a-game guy at receiver, but we have lots of weapons there and guys that can make a lot of different plays, and I think it will make us tough to defend. Third quarter was not very good. You know, that was not very good. When we turned the ball over a couple times there and didn't get points, you know, you've got to put teams away, and that was very disappointing. I mean, it was nice that we were able to turn it around in the fourth quarter and get the comfortable lead and win going away, so we weren't on our heels at the end. But you know, we've got to get out of the blocks better in the second half in that third quarter and play better there. Well, you know, what Cody Kirk figured out was that he was going to have to improve himself athletically in order to play more. You know, he played well as a special teams guy, but he wasn't able to play as many turns at running back as he wanted to. So Cody dedicated himself in the offseason to trying to get quicker and faster, which is very tough to do. I mean, physically, a lot of guys can't get that done. But Cody worked at it. He ran treadmills. He took ice baths so he could work out more. And he just dedicated himself to getting more quickness and a better first step. And I think if you think about his runs today, you can see that explosive first step that he has when he makes a decision on the cuts. And that's because of the physical development that he committed himself to in the off season. So he's athletically better than he was a year ago, and that's why he's playing.
Head coach Rob Ash there, and the bottom line is Montana State earns a win this afternoon, a big win in front of a record crowd this afternoon, over 18,400 fans with the new expanded stadium. As you look back at the game, really aside from the first possession, Montana State's defense played a whale of a football game today. Outside that first possession, they gave up 7 points. That was it. Offensively, they like Cody Kirk. Look at Denarius McGee. What I noticed about Denarius McGee this afternoon was that he looked for some running lanes. In past games and even last season, he would roll out, he'd have open lanes as you'd see it from the top looking down from the TV angles, but from his perspective, he's looking for a wide receiver. And he told us today, yeah, he wasn't necessarily looking for more open lanes, but when he saw him, he decided to take him instead of chuck that ball. We caught up with him and some of the players afterwards at the post-game media conference, starting with Denarius and his thoughts on finding those running lanes.
You know what? Not really. I just went with the flow. And last year, there are some opportunities I had to run the ball, a lot of opportunities I had to run the ball whenever I pull up and start scrambling. And there will be guys just bailing to get on our receivers because I throw a lot once I roll out. And this year I try to just make the adjustment of just being multidimensional where I can throw or run and taking advantage of more of the runs this year. I saw there were 3 guys pretty much lined up in a line. I thought I was going to spin, and the last guy was going to hit me. I think it was the safety or the corner. I thought he was going to hit me, and I turned around, I looked, and I saw the end zone. I was like, wow, he's not here. And I just tried to run it in and score a touchdown.
Yeah, it was. It was just getting that rust off. just shaking that rust off and getting out there and playing. I think we did a great job. Daenerys did a great job out there. The online, everybody played real well.
You know what? He took it to another level. In the offseason, that guy was, he was on it. He was on it, and I think that's a testament to his hard work. And he's a great running back, and he can break it. In the NDSU game last year, we were unable to finish those guys off north and south, but I think the improvement of our run game this year is that we can get that 3 yards, that 2 yards on 4th down or 3rd down.
Lorenzo, he's a big play player. He was a great running back. And this year is a lot more, north and south. So just getting upfield and taking on tacklers.
Oh, man. My dad being here, that was just awesome. I hadn't played in front of my dad in a little bit. And family, just any kind of family coming to the game when you're from Texas and Mississippi, it's something that you can't really explain in words. And I love my family, and I'm so happy that my dad was able to make it today.
This crowd is big time, having that addition to the stadium. We got some false starts down there. So I think it was big time, and the crowd really gave us energy today.
Totally. I was giving a call to the DN. He couldn't even hear me. I had to go tap him.
You can definitely hear the difference. It's like they're right on top of you. So, yeah, it's real big time. We're happy about that. We just know that throughout a game, you're going to have some downs and some ups. You can kind of just got to keep that focus. So we just got the guys together and just said we're going to get it done regardless. So, and that's what happened. We just came together as one.
Boy, did they deliver some big pops this afternoon on defense. Montana State's D really rising to the occasion. And boys, I stood in that south end zone for a while today, and it was deafening. It's going to make a big difference. It made a big difference today. There were a couple of false start calls down there. Look forward again next week against Minot State. Back to you two.
MTN, the Montana Television Network.
One final chance for Scott and Sonny and I to talk about the Bobcats and next week's opponent. What do you know about Minot State?
Well, I really don't know that much about them, Ted. I can tell you this. Every time we play some football with people from North Dakota
or South Dakota,
we got our hands full. So I would never underestimate them, ever.
Spoken like a true head coach.
Absolutely.
Head coach or otherwise. I don't know. I don't think they bring a ton of talent. From a fan's perspective, I don't think they bring a ton of talent to the table. I think they'll be overmatched against Montana State. I think the Bobcats should jump to 2-0, and then we'll turn their focus to a tough Eastern Washington team that, oh, by the way, lost again today.
They did lose.
Yeah.
And Utah, by the way, ended up losing to Southern California 17-14.
But it was close.
It was close. Yeah. So I think it shows just how good the Bobcats are because the way they were able to play with Utah.
Well, if we can put it together for 4 quarters and not have our down times, it's exciting to think about what it could be.
How do you, as a coach, try to make that happen?
Well, I think, you got to point it out to the kids and work on it, which they will. They're on top of it. They want to produce every minute.
All right, Sonny, Scott, great stuff as always. We'll see you next week right after the game. But first, we'll see you at the stadium. Have a great night.
From Bobcat Stadium in Bozeman, this is Bobcat Game Day. This afternoon, Montana State plays its final non-conference game of the season as they host the Beavers from Minot State. Hi again, everyone. I'm Chris Byers along with Mike Callahan. And Mike, certainly a very tall order for this Minot State team. Consider that just 3 years ago, they were an NAIA program out of the DAC Conference in North Dakota, and now in the 3rd year of a 4-year process to become a Division II member in the NCAA. And their quarterback, really a lot like their program, young and inexperienced.
They've gone through some transition there as well. They started out the season, it was Havre native C.J. Evans who got the first starts. He struggled and now has given way to another redshirt freshman in Bryce Jorgensen. He got his first start last week in Texas. Not a lot of success, 11 for 30, 2 picks, only 91 yards through the air. So they're going to have to step it up today, but they are seeing